Welcome back to Strange Minds 6. I'm your host Ruby, and today we're going to be getting back into the Octunnumi. But before we begin, I just want to say thank you for everybody who has been listening to the book. It means a great deal to me. And also, if you do hear some squeaking in the background, please don't mind it. It's my puppy. He's teething really badly. So we did get him some toys, and amongst that there's some squeaky toys. And I've tried recording this video before and the squeaking was just too much. So I'm hoping that it's okay now and it doesn't have as much. But let's get to it. So sit back, try to relax, grab a drink or a snack, and let's get to it, shall we? He'll be fine. Clutching the reins as they pull away from the gates, Reg offers a weak smile to Mansfield, who unashamedly dabs tears from his cheeks with the sleeve of his shirt as he sully waves goodbye. The brushed ebony of the mecha horses glimmers in the moonlight as they methodically pull the carriage behind them. Sitting on the perch to the front of the omnibus, Reg glances in the array of mirrors, allowing a backward view at the sad little figure of Mansfield still waving. Sighing, he looks over at Trad, who, having been trying to manipulate some steel, gives a ta-da grin and holds up a strange mouse-like shape, its limbs bolted at odd angles, giving his brother his best encouraging smile. Reg winces as the little creature's head falls off. Tossing the bits over his shoulder, Trad throws it away and slumps down sulking. Trad's skills were not best placed in the creating field. He never had quite mastered the art of manipulating natural resources. It was a constant source of irritation to him that Reg was so good at it, able to create the most detailed of objects with the slightest touch. But more irritating than this was Reg's insistence on being hands-on and actually building things from scratch, another skill Trad had yet to acquire. And even more irritating than this was the fact that Reg was so good at that too. Now, that really was irritating. He was really upset, Reg says. Who? Mansfield, Trad. For goodness sake, who else? He'll get over it. He got really attached to them. Reg mutters. Reg. Trad sighs. They are metal. If he's so desperate for mechanical company, he can build some more. All mechs have their own characters, Trad. If you say so, he mutters as he starts to juggle some more lumps of metal. And stop playing with Nell and Astrine's food, Reg says, glancing over at Trad. Come on, he continues as he stands saying, can you take it from here, girls? The mecha horses whinny in response as he and Trad clamber onto the roof. About to wave one last time to Mansfield, Reg is relieved to see he has gone. Opening the roof access hatch, he retrieves the lumps of steel discarded earlier by Trad before following his brother down the pole. to the interior of the carriage, which enlarges to accommodate them as they arrive. Great, Trad says as he looks around, irritated by the rich Victorian Romany decor. I see Mansfield didn't improve on great granny's decorating then. Discreetly setting down the now perfect form and operational mech mouse, who nods his head in thanks before scurrying away. Reg says, "Old is the new. Haven't you heard?" With the room now settled on its size, candles flicker into life, illuminating the central table draped with a heavily fringed velvet cloth on which a khaki rucksack sits. A communication disc, its incoming message, light blinking incessantly, hangs from the zipper. "Mum," the boys say in unison. Unclipping the disc, Reg tosses it in the air. As it expands, their mother steps into the room. "Hello, boys. Trevor," she smiles. "Ma'am." "My, this place hasn't changed." She smiles, wandering around the room, touching things fondly, looking at photos of her previous self. Throughout various pastimes, she settles on an image from the 1960s, her personal favorite. Tapping the frame lightly, the image springs into life around them, and for a short while they are transported to that moment in time as it plays out. Returning the image to its frame, she smiles at the memory and continues looking at other frames crowded together on the dresser. "I've packed some essentials," she says as Trad rummages in the bag and pulls out a pack of sandwiches, "and everything else is here." The frenzy of metallic movement spins, whizzes and turns in mid-air. "Veeby?" Trad exclaims. "Veebeeb, it's me," comes the excited reply. The VB device, Mark I prototype three-dimensional mechanical shapeshifter known as VB, on account of it only being able to make that sound, is one of the original Mechamo's designs. This current version, a gift from Reg to his brother some years ago, now singing and dancing in mid-air, changing shape rapidly, is seemingly undecided about which form to settle on. Decision made, the frantic shape shifting halts abruptly and VB drops from the air onto Trad's open hand. Large saucer eyes gaze lovingly up from its slightly oversized head, its tiny body seemingly too small for its large hands and feet. One major flaw in the Mark I prototype was its inability to be size-aware, and so slightly disproportional Metal Monkey sits in the center of Trad's palm. "Veeb. Yes, it's me," VB repeats cheerfully. "I know you told me to rehome it, but..." Margarine smiles, wandering around the table, watching VB's little frame hugging Trad's neck. "So glad I kept it." "But I didn't. I thought he had..." He stumbles, looking to Reg for an explanation. "Do we have any updates on our ops?" Reg says, clearly unimpressed with VB's arrival. "Yes, they should be showing up live on the map. She glances around and, not seeing it, asks, "Do you have it?" "Yes, it's—" Reg replies, looking around for the map cylinder. "Well, yes, we have it. And the professor? In his quarters." Reg replies, indicating the narrow wooden steps behind him. She nods. "Any chance he will be coming to HQ?" "None. I cannot say that I blame him," she says, nodding. "Well, the map will be updated in real time, and boys," she approaches them, "until we know exactly what Nathaniel's agenda is, you have to assume that he is no longer your friend." "Can't say he ever was," Trad mutters. "Reg?" Margarine asks. "I know, yes, but I still— Just be aware, okay?" she says, holding up her hand to stop him. "And Trevor." "Yes, ma'am." "You take care of my boys, you hear?" "Of course." Margarine's image clicks back into the disc as it clatters to the floor. Retrieving the disc with a flicker of his hand, Reg maneuvers it to the table and sets about lighting the fire on the far side of the room. "So, Mum thinks it was me that told her to ditch Phoebe, huh?" Huh?" Phoebe repeats. "Oh dear." Reg continues to stoke the fire. "He's not going to let this go, Mr. Regis." "I'm guessing," Trad says as he approaches the fireplace, "that you pretended to be me." V pretended to be me," Phoebe echoes as she positions herself on the mantel. "And," he continues, leaning against the dresser, "and you told Mom to get rid of Phoebe. It's a child's toy." Reg responds, standing up and coming face to face with the scowling monkey. "Ouch." "Phoebe, am not," Phoebe protests. "You made it. When I was a kid." Reg responds, turning away from Phoebe's disapproving frown. "Just because he doesn't like you?" Trad smiles at Phoebe, who, with flattened hand, makes gesture indicating so. It is a she," Reg says flatly as he clears the table. "It is? He is? I mean, she is?" Trad says, taken back by this piece of information, looking across at Phoebe, who, now blushing, gives Trad a coy smile and, clasping her hands in front of her while swaying her shoulders slightly, produces long lashes and flutters them in his direction. "Really, all this time?" he adds as Phoebe hovers over and snuggles up to him. "Well, that explains why she doesn't like you. But still, I thought she had left, and all the while—" "Oh, so now you have abandonment issues," Reg throws back. "I think you are missing the point, Mr. Regis." "No, but I looked everywhere. I was really upset, and you knew this." "I'm sorry. I thought mechs were just lumps of metal," Reg shoots, "not worthy of emotional attachments." Huh?" Phoebe exclaims. "Again, not really the point, Mr. Regis." "My emotional attachment to Phoebe is besides the point," Trad states, pausing for a moment. "I was upset because it was a gift from you. And that's it right there." "Oh, Reg stumbles as the fire takes hold. He turns to Trad and Phoebe. "Look, I'm sorry, okay? But we don't have time for this. Reg looks to the little monkey snuggling Trad's neck. Seeing as you are here, Vibi, make yourself useful and get the maps. Instantly covered in large, unyielding folded, concertined, and open paper road maps, Regis' irritation is not missed. Not those maps, he protested, gritting his teeth as he bashes his way out. The Bewitchers. Reg trails off as Vibi places her finger to her lips, pointing frantically at the dresser as she hovers near the door at its base. Oh no, Phoebe. What is it? Reg asks, looking at the paper mounds gathered around him. Now, employing both hands, Phoebe continues to make repeated pointing motions at Reg, starts pulling maps out of the way, searching the floor. Oh, for goodness sake. Exasperated at his lack of understanding, Phoebe looks skyward in frustration, opening a small drawer in her chest. She rummages around, pulling out a few random things and tossing them away. Then, coming across a half-eaten metal banana, proceeds to cheerfully finish off her unexpected find. In your own time, Reg mutters, staring in disbelief, still clutching maps, his knuckles slowly whitening. Now, Mr. Regis, please try to remain calm. Completely ignoring both Reg and his comments, she continues rummaging in the drawer, while tossing away the banana skin, sniggering as it lands unceremoniously with a thump on Reg's shoulders. After all, it's not really a big deal. At last, finding what she was looking for, Vibi pulls out a huge handwritten sign which reads, "Someone is hiding in the cupboard," in large letters. Then, getting progressively smaller, the one under the dresser, near the fire, that one right there, the actual only cupboard in the route, before running out of space to write anymore. Finally understanding, Reg clears a path in the maps to the dresser, swinging open the door. Mansfield! What the... Hesitantly, Mansfield smiles and gives a small wave. And breathe. I thought you might like some help, Mansfield offers, stepping out of the cupboard, resplendent, into a three-piece herringbone, twist suit, gleaming shirt, and jazzy bow tie, his hair still an unrestrained mess. With what? Vibi! Mansfield. Vibi squeals, throwing herself at him. Hey, you! Mansfield smiles, tickling her under her chin. I thought you'd dismantled this little one, he says to Reg, on account of her not liking you. Sniffing the air, Vibi suddenly dives into Mansfield's left pocket, emerging with a small boat and munching on it happily. Not you as well. Trad snorts. Am I the only one who does not carry bits and metal around for mechs? Treats, they all respond, although Vibi says, Veebs. Whatever. So, why are you here, Mansfield? Reg asks. Well, if this is because of those stupid mech horses, Trad says. Hey! Both Reg and Mansfield react. Is that why you're here, Mansfield? Reg asks. The mechs? No, I am very good at, well, That is to say, Yes, yes it is. He nods, hanging his head at the admission. Great. Trad says, Okay. Reg sighs. If nothing else, at least the mechs will be maintained. Yes, sir, Mansfield replies with a small salute and a huge grin. Then, thanks, Trevor. My pleasure, sir. Right, so... Reg continues. Wait, you knew about this, Trevor? Oh, well, I... He was so sad, sir. Yes, well... Reg pauses momentarily, realizing that, of course, Trevor was correct. Well, perhaps a discussion next time. Yes, sir, of course, sir. Although, strictly speaking, I only acted on your thought, sir. Okay, Trevor, got it. He sighs. Right, well, I need the... Before the words have even formed in his head, the Bewitcher's map is unrolled and ready on the table, all evidence of paper maps now gone. Okay, so we need to figure this out, Reg says as he moves to the table. Well, well, Mansfield says, ambling over, hauling himself onto a chair. I haven't seen this for a while. You know this map? Oh yeah, he says, nodding. Used to rule over us with this map. Those witches, he adds flatly. Witches? Trad joins them, suddenly very interested in what Mansfield has to say. You mean bewitchers? Reg corrects. Yeah, that's what they like to call themselves. Mansfield chuckles. But they are mean. Stories have it that they are pretty to those who have a pure heart. Well, I ain't seen nothing but... He makes a face and looks furtively around. Well, you know. Yes, yes I do, Trad says excitedly. So not just me, then. Reg, others sees it too. Yes, Trad, Reg says, stunned that Trad finds this comforting. Those of impure heart? Exact, oh. Yes, oh. Reg laughs. What exactly does that say about you, Trad? And you, Mansfield? Trad stammers, looking for backup to Mansfield, who just grins and shrugs. So Mansfield, Reg continues, can you and the monkey sort the route? VB, I have a name, VB protests. VB, don't like being called the monkey, Mansfield comments. Perhaps the monkey would prefer I make an all-singing, all-dancing Mark III version instead, Reg bites back. VB, beep, VB replies with a frenzy. She's really upset now. Calling her old and incapable is a bit below the belt. What? How? I never... Reg stammers before taking a deep breath. Just get the coordinates before I fetch my spanners, he says as he heads for the stairs. Wide-eyed and shocked, VB retreats behind Trad. And that is the end of this chapter, my dear friends. Please tune in next time. And with that, this is Ruby, signing off.